like jot right at a snake. I mean, right at a cat, and just a cat just moves out the way.
Oh yeah, there's
And
plenty of videos out there of house cats with snakes around them in the backyard, and the snake lunges and the cat just slaps its head and looks at it like, "What
like
was that?"
that's like why would I don't know why do cats need that type of reflex? Like
There's a
why?
reason they kill everything. There's a reason they catch rats and birds because they have those reflexes.
No,
Oh
that's
my
that's
god.
not what he said. He's like, why do they need those type of reflexes?
Why did they need that? Like what
It's
was their prey back in the day that they were
What
like,
scared
we
their
need this?
genetics so much?
there.
Yeah. Dude, we could talk about the movies coming out too, because I really wanted to start taking 2024 serious about me going to the movies. I feel like I missed a lot.
There were a lot of bangers last year, and a lot of
Yeah.
flops, which sounds
Yeah,
like a
but
nothing statement, but
no, but no, just trying to figure out like I know we were still talking about uh like life work balance, and I'm trying to make sure that I want to become that dude that's like, all right, I know I have a job, I know I'm making my money, but when I walk through this door, do I just stop caring about work? And how do I do that to where I don't bring? Because I know my girl, she would start stressing if she realized I start stressing, and I don't want to have that, especially when we start having kids. Avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, my job is big on the work-life balance. I can literally just go to my boss and be like, "You know what? I'm going to take the next 2 weeks off. I'll be back." And he's like, "Yeah, you got the time. Have fun."
yeah,
That's how.
a lot of civil servant jobs are kind of like that too.
No, they're not.
Um,
A lot, a lot of them require a lot of time off because I talk to people in other agencies in Virginia. I talk to people in agencies across the nation. A lot of, especially if you're like under a political appointee, Secretary of State, something like that.
mhm.
They
It can
be
it
acting
can
like they
it
need
can
your
change
life.
each time.
I
Hmm?
freaking I hate that because it's like my mom. She was a civil servant in Virginia, and it was like she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks off," and it's like they're like, "Oh, we need you." I'm like, "What? Why do they need you? Why, like, did you not train the other people?" And she's like, "No, we gotta. They need this, or this," and I'm like, "So vacation gets put on hold because they say they need you, and then I'll be like, so did they really need you?" Like 2 weeks later, she's like, no, they just need the bodies there. It was a
I'm
number.
I'm
Yeah,
just
because
saying a
I
lot of civil servants. There's a lot of programs out there for civil servants to work on work home balance. What is the actual term? I'm blanking right now.
work-life balance.
Yeah, work life balance. I was confused for a second because technically work is part of your life.
There's a
Yeah.
few out there, but it really is just picking. It's really just you're mostly going to see that at independent agencies,
yeah.
because like in Virginia, Governor Youngkin decreed that all state employees need to be in office all days every week, unless you can get
Yep.
approved for a teleworking arrangement for up to 2 days a week. But
Yep.
meanwhile, there's independent agencies in Virginia that, because they're not subject to the governor's discretion like that, they can set their own teleworking arrangements, and some of them have 3 days out, 2 days in. But I talked to someone in Kentucky. She in her agency, she's been there like 15, 20 plus years. They also have a 3 days in, 2 days out. But once the last election came by, the new Secretary of State's just like, yeah, you know what? I didn't like that originally. I campaigned against it, so we're just going to get rid of that. So everyone had a teleworking arrangement, just got it voided the very next day, and like a third of the place just left. So that they have a hiring problem right now. Uh,
I wonder
so
why.
yeah, it's amazing. But again, so civil servants work life balance. A lot of them do focus on it because again, you get off work, nothing but it. 5 o'clock, I'm out. 4:55, I'm packing up to leave. but there's no set like, oh, this kind of agency will always have it. It really is pick and choose. It's
By the way,
it's scattered.
I gotta interrupt here. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to Unfiltered Pineapple.
Good.
Hey.
I'm one of your hosts today, Dean, joined with my fellow friends and co-host Miles
What's up?
and Orik.
What's up?
You got everyone in this group does not understand like cues. After numerous episodes, anyways,
I just chose to delay. I just wanted to try
I can
and
tell that
imitate
was a long
Miles.
pause, but everyone else is like, they'll just sit there in silence until I finish talking. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm good.
No, that's all I was saying. So I'm very happy with my work-life balance at my job. They're very focused on making sure that people can work to their full potential, because then, where I work does better. They have a better reputation because
Your mic
work
is very
quality.
muted.
Is it? I didn't move it.
You sound like you just put a towel over it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, there we
Okay,
go.
yeah.
Did you open up
I
your
don't know
lips
what-
now?
Yeah, they're no longer sealed shut.
Good ventriloquism.
Yeah, so where I work, it only does them better reputation-wise if everyone can work at their full potential. So they've always been big on work-life balance, mental health days, things like that for decades.
So, and that's on the tour. There's a couple of jobs to where I've worked, especially being military. You get that, sorry, because of the numbers, we can't have you leave, but you got four guys just sitting, not really doing anything all day, and they're waiting for it's like, hey, like it's Christmas, so what's our days off? You either get Christmas or New Year's off, and I'm like, wait, why do y'all need this many people for Christmas and New Year's if we can just take the time and like everybody take the day off? For me, I always wonder like, is that the norm? And now that I'm on the civilian sector, I'm like, clearly that's not the norm.
No,
Because
it's not.
civilian sector is like, shoot, if you have leave or PTO, take it. Well, shoot, we don't care. Take your PTO. If you got to go, if you want to take,
if you want to
PTO
take
just
off tomorrow and you put in your PTO into your timesheet, you're off.
you're off. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's
that's
where
not what
it kind of
I've
depends
heard a
on
lot of
your
Virginia agencies are like.
it kind of depends on your job and the urgency or importance of it, but for the bulk of individuals, it's like, I'm taking a sick day. I have PTO. You put in the time, and then it's like, all right, well, what are they going to do? You're doing everything correctly. They may yell or be like, oh, we're behind the next day for a deadline, but you took time off. You're allowed to.
Yeah,
That's literally that's literally in your contract for most people.
absolutely. And now, that's where, like, for me is I do want to ask, like, more people is like, is it a thing to like, what's it called? Get paid? Like, I would want to be able to take PTO and then still do like online training. And they're like, if you take PTO and then do training, then technically you're still at work.
If
But
it's
they
for the
still
job, yes. Most places should have programs or time codes or something to charge for, on the job training and things like that. And they may not want to spend money on that, but if that's what you're doing it for, then yes.
That's where and like knowing how businesses they do that whole, hey, if you are doing a business meeting, like there's loop arounds. If you're doing a business meeting for, how do they say, if you do work while on vacation, you can still write off certain amount of taxes. And like, what's it called? Like how they do like LLCs and S corps and all that type of stuff. And I'll be like, that kind of sounds shady to me. Like,
Oh, you
that's
claim
what
it as a business expense.
you claim it as that thing, and I'm like, it's like, so.
No,
This,
that's a thing. People make this. I worked in this location, so I'm going to claim the square footage that I was at. That's what a lot
yeah,
of independent contractors and self-employed people will do.
and that's where for me it's like looking at and here. Oh I'm trying to figure out who in each state can say, "Hey, this is an actual reputable business." Like if I'm working for let's say I'm working for PlayStation,
Okay.
and if there's a PlayStation place in what's it called in Virginia, I'll be surprised. But if I'm working for PlayStation, and then now I'm like, you know what, I want to be my own contractor for PlayStation, but I'm an employee. Like, who says I can't be a contractor for PlayStation, but also their employee?
The IRS.
See, and that's the end of my my question
All
right
right, next
there.
topic.
That's all I need to know. That is it.
Because remember, if you're an employee, the employer has to pay certain taxes as an employer. But if you're an independent contractor, they don't have the same obligation. So it's on you to pay those taxes. So if you're originally an employee and you're like,
Mhm.
I'm going to claim this expense that normally independent contractors claim, that's going to pop up on an IRS audit when you fill out the appropriate line items in the forms. Or the employer fills out the line items in the forms and it doesn't align with your documents. But if you're an independent contractor and you start claiming that stuff, that's where it's a little easier for people to get away with it because, like, oh, well, this is my business office for 2 months, or I go here routinely, so I use this space all the time. It's business purpose.
That's crazy. And yep, that answered my question. I was always
I was
wondering.
gonna let you go on for another like 5 minutes, just ramble. I was like, let me just get him on
You
track
had
right
the
now.
answer the whole time.
Yeah,
You knew.
I was just waiting for you to ask it.
It's like the IRS. Shoot. Yep. That's why I need to start finding some IRS friends. Be
And
like,
regarding
"Look,
it being a legitimate business, that's dependent on what state and jurisdiction you're in, but it can be anywhere from the Secretary of State's office where people file their LLCs and corporations to a separate state agency or federal agency that recognizes it that's set up just for corporation or LLC filings like Delaware's what is it like Delaware's consumer no corporation whatever it is. They have a separate agency just for corporation filings. It's not through the Secretary of State, if I remember correctly.
yeah, see, that's why I want to be a federal contractor. I want to be a hired hitman.
Yeah, so you can set up. That's fine. Yeah, you can
A
set up a
hired
separate.
hitman for the federal government.
You can set up an LLC, and then win a contract that way as an independent contractor with the federal government. And then your LLC is your own practice that you can then claim your certain taxes or write-offs as appropriate.
A federal government hitman.
Contractor.
But a lot of people do it through an LLC because if you do it as a sole proprietorship, you can be sued personally, as opposed to only taking damages from the company that you own.
Yeah, because the LLC is the company, and then because the company, they'd have to sue the company to then sue you.
Well, maybe they could still sue you. It depends on the circumstances, but yeah, they sue the company because the company is the one that the contract was with. So that
God,
saves some of your personal assets as long as they're not directly connected to the LLC or the corporation, whatever you set up. The problem
yeah,
is when people commingle funds, or they use one checking account for both their personal and their business. Well, hey, all that's free game because it's all business related. It's all business access.
Yep, it's
So
all accessible by the business.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. Federal contractor hitman coming soon. Let me stop.
2025, get ready.
2025, get ready.
coming
That
coming to an election near you, November 2024.
was for a federal hitman. It did. Oh man, no, that's the one thing I wouldn't do that because I already know that would be the definition of a terrible work-life balance. Because eventually,
You're always on call.
eventually, exactly, you're always on call. You don't know, somebody super high up is gonna call you. I doubt a secretary is gonna call you. Be like, "Hi, we would like to hire your services." Be like, "Who is this?" "Oh, the secretary for Senator so and so."
What's the
Senator.
password? What's the password?
Oh no. Mm-mm. That'd be a crazy SNL skit though.
That would be fantastic.
That would be. My phone's been ringing off the hook ever since the election started.
Hmm.
But oh man, but what's been up with y'all?
Not much, just the usual work. Not
Shoot,
babysitting.
yeah,
Not babysitting two puppies now, so I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
pup, two pup. I don't know why. I just freaking saw you just holding two puppies and also working on your computer at the same time.
Basically,
Like it's like
if
yeah,
they weren't
just a
if they weren't sleeping, it was a lot of like I developed the world's greatest lazy eye. One eye on the laptop, the other one just drifting around the room watching them constantly.
are they like little puppies or like they're still like full on like
Like one's like 4 months and the other one was like a year and 4 months, so they're still puppies.
they're still puppies? Gotcha. I
Just,
don't know.
just one's small and the other one's kicks. The other one is small
Twice
and
the
the other one can
size.
kick it around for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are small dogs.
Golden retrievers.
Oh, oh yeah, no, those.
So one's big and one can kick the other one around for fun.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so they might as well be children. They might as well.
They are
Yeah,
toddlers. They are toddlers.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I. This goes back to that earlier episode of what is it, Hills to Die on or something, Miles. Of I don't raising kids is not difficult. It's like raising two puppy dogs is like raising two toddlers.
Mm-mm. I'll tell you this. I would love to be a dog dad, but I feel like a dog dad will age me faster than children at this age of my life.
Why?
I like I've seen dogs in other people's houses and I'm just like I look at it like I don't think I'd have the patience to like over and over and over training.
Mm-hmm. They learn quick ish.
And that ish is I think
You got
what
to get
gets
the
me.
right one. You got to get the right one.
Yeah.
There's some that aren't going to learn jack squat no matter what you do. But a lot
And
of
I just
dogs can learn pretty quickly, especially when you find their motivation, whether it's food or walks, whatever it is. If you
Wanting
find
to go
what motivates
outside.
them, yeah, if you find what motivates them, it gets pretty easy to train them.
and
It's
that's
also
what
just that it's also just that first hurdle. Once they learn it the first time, then it's easy to recreate.
I just think like after a while kids just I don't know, they just I think kids just make sense after a while. And then the other thing is like
You start speaking their language.
I'm just like, all right, you're starting to get this little your monster, like your little like I don't know. It just makes sense. And I don't and then after a couple of years they just disappear and become adults.
I don't think
You know?
I don't think 4 years old they disappear, but that's
Nah,
Some do.
well,
Some do.
and I don't, and honestly, I think it's more like also knowing that dogs don't live as long.
hmm
I think that's the more scary thing to me. To where I'm just like, so when you're like 6 years, 7 years of dog age, you're like senior citizen.
for large dogs, yeah. If you're like a little Chihuahua, you still got another 10 little pieces of shit.
Chihuahuas live that long?
Yeah, the smaller dogs live like almost live like
Twice as
15
long.
years on average.
I did not know that.
Their hearts
Okay.
their hearts are working less.
See, now you might have changed my mind already.
That's why there's
Give
also
me a
cat.
little
That's why there's a lot of cat breeds that can live also 15, 20 years, and they're the same size as small dogs and stuff. It's
cats.
Mhm.
Yeah, cats. I don't like how cats look at you. Like you're the one paying them rent. Like
they're
I don't like
it's
that.
like you're a day short again.
Yeah. Like, you're still here. I live here, cat. Like,
Oh, you gave me my food 5 minutes early. You couldn't do it
Just
earlier.
wait till what I do. Just wait till what I do at 3 a.m. Just wait.
oh no.
I love the cat memes of like a cat runs in the room, slaps the hell out of someone, and runs out. Top speed.
That's crazy. I watched it. I don't know why, but I don't know why I got into this rabbit hole of, and I think it was. Oh, I think it was. have y'all seen this YouTube channel that does like animals in their like like AP level, or they're like how OP they are versus like certain things, and they're like cats have the reflexes
You mean
faster than a
you
snake.
mean Tier Zoo?
Yes, Tirzu. Yes,
Yes,
I watched
I've seen a number of their videos.
cats. Cats have like a super fast reflex to where it's like a cat shouldn't be bitten by a snake because of its reflexes. Who would have ever thought that a cat could have fast reflexes? I understand they can like they have that nine lives joke, but not like their reflex. A snake, a cobra can like jot right at a snake. I mean, right at a cat, and just a cat just moves out the way.
Oh yeah, there's
And
plenty of videos out there of house cats with snakes around them in the backyard, and the snake lunges, and the cat just slaps its head and looks at it like, "What
like
was that?"
that's like who? Why would I don't know? Why do cats need that type of reflex? Like
There's a
why?
reason they kill everything. There's a reason they catch rats and birds because they have those reflexes.
No,
Oh my
that's
god!
not what he said. He's like, why do they need those type of reflexes?
Why did they need that? Like what
It's
was their prey back in the day that they were
What
like,
scared
we
their
need this?
genetics so much?
there
Yeah, like
there that actually reminds me, what were they scared of? There was another meme, another post, whatever it was I saw. There was a picture of the back of a tiger's head, and the caption said, you know, the back of a tiger's head is shaped like a face so that no one can sneak up on it. And the first comment was, "I'm not afraid of the tiger. I'm afraid of what's going to attack the tiger as a
that,
meal."
that tigers are like, you know
What is
what?
the
Hey,
tiger scared of?
Yeah.
exactly. What made the tiger gene say, "Hey, listen, without this, it's over for us"? That's even like what, like I understand with like octopus, to where octopus is like, "Hey, listen, I need this built-in camouflage
Mhm.
because I'm soft and slimy, and if anything grabs me, it's over for me."
Yeah.
That makes sense. Giant squids, I still don't know what their defense system other than that sharp beak in the center of their mouth
Tentacles, yeah,
and
suction
their
cups.
tentacles, and like,
They
I'm
got that
still
grip
trying
strength they have the grip strength to rip fish apart.
to rip fish apart. But when they go against like what the sperm whales, like, did you see those documentaries that
Oh yeah,
showed like
they're not winning.
Yeah, they're
you,
still
you
getting
don't see,
eaten mostly.
they're getting
They're just
destroyed?
scratching the way in, on the way in.
Exactly. Like,
It's like their form of Indian curry. It's just spicy on the way down. It fights back
but that's where it's like
because a lot of
to
it happens in the
understand like
Indian Pacific.
how big those, and also how big giant, and we haven't even seen the biggest giant squid because of how deep they swim down, how deep they swim. But seeing like they're like, okay, yeah, we just pulled up this sperm whale, and look at the suction cup of a giant squid, and those like showed it's the size of like a body or like a
a dinner plate.
torso.
Yeah, each
I'm
suction is
like,
the size of a dinner plate, and you got hundreds of them.
it, they're like, so if we estimate how big this giant squid is, this thing easily could have been, let's say, 40 feet long. Excuse
Just
me?
a casual 40.
Just casual 40. Just casual. That's yeah. I don't know. I got that what Tier Zoo YouTube channel. I got onto a whole thing, and it started with cats, and then it ended up. I was watching why rhinoceros are good where they at, but they suck in certain things because of the eyesight.
Hmm.
To why tigers be out here killing animals, but yeah, they can't beat humans. Like I got into a whole long
Binge,
wait. I get
binge. Yeah.
super binge, yes, but shoot, oh my gosh,
That's one
what
of the funniest comments or like thoughts I've heard in a while.
who
Is
need
why did cats need those reflexes?
why did they need that reflexing?
I mean, yeah,
What was
humans have gotten stronger and bigger over time, but I wouldn't say our reflexes have improved.
do, do you think, and we I remember there was something about European women used to adore men with smaller genitals because it showed that their brain was bigger.
Wait, what?
And they were like, there was something like they were saying the natural selection for the different areas were for certain reasons. So there was a stereotype saying, like in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
that women picked men with smaller genitalia, or there was a rumor that men with smaller genitalia would be more have a stronger brain, and they were like, yeah, so that's where
Because they have
that's
more
where.
blood flow.
But
You mean the rampant alcoholism wasn't doing anything to separate to weed them out?
and that's what they were like, yeah, so those Africans with those gigantic, they clearly don't have strong, powerful
They're
brains.
just beasts. They're just beasts. They don't think.
They can't even they can't think that because there's so much blood flowing to it. They can't be smart. And I
They
was like
can't
that.
speak
I have
French. They can't speak English. They're problematic.
I
I
have
was like that.
never heard
Go
of
ahead.
that.
I don't know what documentary I was watching. It was just like, yep, this is why all the sculptures in Europe were of smaller genitalias instead of massive, and the people that were standing there for the sculpture was cool with it. And I was like, that makes sense to me, but I hope this isn't true.
It's a common story they do at the Statue of David. Yeah, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
know that one.
I
I
think
was
it was
like,
just cold that day.
I like that. Yeah, it was just really cold that day. I can tell you like this: can you, even though it's cold, can you sculpt me a little bit bigger, please? Just a little bit.
No, I
Just
appreciate the
You
real
have to
world.
remember the statue is still like 9 feet tall or something
Yeah.
like that. So
it,
even the shrunken size is the size of a forearm right now.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, just a bit of perspective. Don't forget how tall the statue is. You really want like an elephant tusk hanging from that thing?
That's crazy. That would actually be hilarious.
Imagine the statue of David differently.
They'd be like, "Can someone put a kilt on that man or something?" Like, we we got children walking by.
Where's
Oh
it? Which
man,
one's his legs?
It's like, but that's something that I don't know. I don't even know how we got here.
You brought it up about genitalia after talking about animals.
I guess so. That's yep. That's me. I take full 100% responsibility for that. But oh, what were we talking about before that?
I
What
don't know.
were we talking?
Before we were talking about taxes, independent contractors, work-life balance,
And
and
after
then
that, we are talking about your aversion to loss. Because you don't want a
To
dog or a
what?
cat. You don't want a dog or a cat because they don't live long.
Oh yeah, they
yeah,
don't know. Yeah, they really don't. They just like found out that gerbils have good lifespans. They
Ger-
do.
Gerbils can be
Guinea
dicks.
pigs- Really, I want to what's it called, a guinea pig really badly.
Mm-hmm. I hear
Guinea
those. I
pigs,
hear those are delicacies.
those are delicacy. What do you mean?
they eat them in other
Yeah,
countries.
in like some South American countries, they eat them. You'll just
They
walk around the
eat.
street market and there's some guinea pigs and hamsters on a kebab.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm down. I'm down. I don't have any guinea pigs yet, and so I'm not against eating guinea pigs, but
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
that's
in
a
in a lot
ooh.
of countries, it's just another rodent. It's just like stepping on the rat in the backyard and be like, "Oh,
Hmm.
let's go sell it on the street."
Yep, it's just cultural stuff. Here, it's a
See,
little awkward because we have them as pets, but you know,
I know, but I think it would be crazy if we just had wild guinea pigs just roaming.
There
that'd be crazy. To just
are
That
walk,
wild
to
wouldn't
just
guinea
be
pigs.
driving and see a little guinea pig running across the road really quick.
Like
Or like in SpongeBob, where it's the nematodes. You just have a giant wave of them crossing the road.
oh my gosh,
Just nothing
that
but a
would be.
tsunami of guinea pigs crossing the highway.
Just imagine like a shepherd and he shepherds guinea pigs across the road.
The
Like
Pied Piper
what?
of guinea pigs, Gary.
Like that. I would literally say that's just real life Pokemon. If you could just find guinea pigs.
Pretty much. Here's your Bidoof.
Oh, now I don't know. That's a random question. If there was Pokemon, if the Pokemon was a real thing, would you play that, or would you be one of those people where it's like, no, I want a real job. I don't want to go around trying to be the very best for the rest of my life.
I would not try to be the very best like no one ever was.
I mean, if you don't start by 10, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, if you don't
That's
start,
true.
yeah, if you don't start before puberty, you're not gonna succeed.
That is crazy that there is no adult really Pokemon. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just like,
Even
hey, go have fun, go explore the wild, full of these things that can shoot fire and
And
fly.
then when you want a job, get him a chop and come join us.
even Team Rocket showed to where it's like each one of them were kids when they started with Pokemon.
Mhm.
There's not like an old man to where it's like I I was a I was a police officer, never touched a Pokemon, and then I just tried to be the very best, and I'm now here on this mountain,
No,
still
the
trying.
Elite Four, a lot of the Elite Four are adults. They've been doing it for a decade plus, gym leaders and such. Because you have,
Getting
I
But I
forget the
mean,
games,
like,
but
getting
you
beat
always have
by
like an elderly woman, a fighter of 20, a mixed martial artist of 20 years, whatever it is.
getting beat
no,
by a
but what
kid
I
with no
mean is
life.
like is there someone that started after teenage years? There is like, I bet you all those Elite Fours were people
Even
that
in the
still
games, you
started
see
at
them.
teenage.
Even in the
They-
games, you see people that started like, yeah, you know what? I was a milk farmer for years with mill tanks, but now that I'm in my 30s, I decided I wanted to go meet a wife, so I got some Pokemon and started leaving around.
I dragged my
Like
cows out of the farm.
there's actual characters like that in the Pokemon games. Like, yeah, I just left at the age of 30 and I decided to start a new life.
You just taught me something. Wait, was that what Brock's dad did? When he decided to leave his
I have no idea. That'd be funny.
I'm pretty sure Brock's dad was a deadbeat that decided it was like, you know what? Uh, I want to leave my 7 kids, and Brock, you got to be dad now, and I'm gonna go out there and become. No, I think try to become a musician.
I'm gonna go
I'm
catch a mill tank. I'll be right back.
yeah, I'll be right. That's crazy. I'm going out to catch a milk tank. I'll be right. I guess we're out of milk. I'll go catch a milk tank. That's crazy.
Catch a mill tank and a coughing. I'll be right back.
Oh, yep. I need to go get us what's it called? Chansey.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That would be, yeah. SNL. That they need to start that. Holy crap! Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Have y'all watched any movies lately other than like Christmas and Christmas movies? Because everybody feel like it's just rewatch The Grinch.
No, I have not. Last
I'm
couple
actually
weeks
drawing
I've
a
been
blank. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I thought I did. I can't remember right now.
not since our last couple weeks.
Got
I definitely haven't.
Well, I just watched. I've been trying to watch all of the Denzel Washington movies and all of the what's his name from Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy's
Vin
name?
Diesel.
Oh, Vin Diesel. I'm trying to watch all his young movies, which most of them are way before I was born. So I'm trying to watch those movies. Is there like, do y'all have any movies?
Oh, you know
Because
what? I did see something the other day.
what?
For my last day for dog sitting, when some family got back, before I left, I was watching a show with someone while finishing work. It was just on in the background. What was it called? It's called the Art of the Steal, I think. It's from
Part of the
It's from 2013. I think that's the name of it. I had to look it up. I was like, "What's the name of this show or movie?" He's like, "I don't know." I just put it on.
Steel, Art of the Steel. That
Yeah, The Art
And
of
you
the
said
Steal, 2013.
2013?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
10 years old now. Wow. 2013.
Yeah,
It
I'm gonna
wasn't
have to
bad.
watch that.
It wasn't bad. According to Rotten Tomato and stuff right now, it got 45%, and IMDb gave it 6.3. I enjoyed it, especially since I wasn't expecting it or anything. I don't know any of the lore around it. I would have given it like a 6. So,
Yeah.
but again, I
Gotcha.
didn't see it in
Okay.
theaters or
I
anything.
just,
So,
I just wrote it down. I just wrote it down, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I'm trying to get into like movie references
mm-hmm.
because everybody knows what's y'all's favorite like movie reference? For me, it's not the gumdrop buttons.
Not
Obviously,
the
everyone knows
gumdrop
that.
buttons.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's from Shrek.
That's for sure.
I don't know why I said
Obviously.
Shrek. I should have said something else with confidence.
It's
Well,
from
like
Darth
what's
Vader while he was in Mordor.
Yeah, that's from Space Jam.
that's what they. You're wild. You're wild. Well, what's y'all's favorite movie? I guess quote is that
Movie
what you say?
quote, movie reference? Ah, that's a tough
Reference?
one. That's a tough one. I've never actually had that question
I,
asked.
no, I just quote a bunch of random stuff,
Yeah.
TV shows and movies. I don't really have a favorite. It's more of like when it's applicable.
See, that's where
If
I'm trying to
if
step my vocabulary up.
if I had to say a quote that I think about regularly, I don't know if it's my
Mhm.
favorite, but it's the one I'm thinking of right now from Sherlock Holmes 2 with Robert Downey Jr. near the end of the film. The woman is like, "What do you see?" And he's like, "Everything." He's like, "Everything," and that's it. That's that's the quote.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen Sherlock Holmes.
Well, that's my favorite movie.
That's
Spoilers for future episodes. About the favorite movie 3x3. Another callback to favorite movies episode. But I'm trying to think of an actual other quote because the meme is from the first movie for Sherlock Holmes where it's like discombobulate, where he just slaps a dude on his two ears at the beginning of the fight, and he says discombobulate. I know that's the meme for that IP, that franchise, but I really don't remember many other quotes from the movie.
yeah,
And I'm
no,
trying to
but
think, and I'm trying to think of other movies right now where I'm just like, that's just a good quote, other than like the wolf whistle, which I don't have from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
oh my gosh, that's a good one. I freaking love that movie. That's still the best villain.
DreamWorks has ever made.
I think many movies have ever made.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that is the best villain, and I think we talked about this before, but I
yeah.
think that is the best villain in
It's not just for
honestly in
animated or
history.
DreamWorks. Definitely for them, but like
I don't know. Tai Lung's pretty good, but I'd still say the wolf is better. Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda, because that was DreamWorks too.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but honestly, for how they, and this is why
Tai Lung,
that's a
the whole
good.
yeah, to jump in real quick, Tai Lung was the focus of the first movie, as opposed to the wolf in the Puss in Boots movie, where he was just a side element that just kept getting involved.
Yep,
which
he's
is what
just
made him all the better. He was just that. He was just part of the story.
limited exposure. It wasn't a whole story of development. It was here he is.
Yeah,
Here's what's happening. Stuff's
I
reacting.
just
Everyone's
think
reacting.
I just think they nerfed him on how Poe disintegrated him at the end. That's the
Spoilers
only
for a
reason
20-year-old movie. No, I'm just.
he Poe single-handedly pimp slapped that man and single-handedly beat him up
Yeah,
using his own momentum against him.
I
And Poe was terrible at fighting.
I do remember. Skadoosh was one of the most popular phrases for people to say when we were younger. Movie references. Skadoosh.
I, I remember that one as well. But that's what, yeah. Godly, Wolf 100%
Wolf
is.
Whistle. I
And
learned it and then I forgot it, so now I have to listen to it again. What's your favorite movie quote then? Do you have one, Miles?
Mine, it's Gumdrop Buttons.
Oh yeah, you just said that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gumdrop Buttons. I think without question, from everybody has used that in their life, and I think that's without question my favorite. Or in the morning, I'm making waffles.
I'm making
Honestly,
waffles.
that's just one that is legendary Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, no, Shrek's very quotable. Most of the stuff I say is from like TV shows.
That's a
Okay.
lot of what I say too. TV shows and uh, maybe like some sort of like quick film, the short films that people make. But no, a lot of what I
I
say
like
comes.
that. I like that.
There's one phrase that's on my mind all the time. At least once a week. It's what was the show called? I think it was on like History 2 years, like a decade and a half ago. I think it was like How America Works or something like that.
Hmm.
How America became what it became. And one of the
How the
episodes was
states are
about,
made.
yeah, how the states are made.
Oh, yeah.
And
So,
one of the episodes was about accents, how accents formed across all the different areas of all the different areas of the nation between Pennsylvania, Boston, the immigrants. And there's just one scene that comes to mind, and I actually
Yep.
do quote this routinely.
Yep.
But there's a woman from Minnesota, and they're like,
They're doing
it's not even a question. It's just a reel of like people using the accent, and all
doing
she
an
does is come
accent, doing
on.
a quick montage in different states.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just comes on. I'm from Minnesota, don't you know it? Eh? I just,
Just the
I,
long O's. Yeah. I'm from
I'm from
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
yeah.
don't you know it? Eh? And
Yeah.
I
Just
think about
completely
that all the
random.
time.
Just a completely random cut. It's fantastic. You show me that. Yeah.
I do want to know how people how people got accents in the United States, and I'm pretty sure that I might have to watch that again. I know I watched it before.
How the states were made.
Yeah, how the states were made, but like how people got their different accents. I don't
It's a
know
mix.
why.
It's
Most
a
of it's
mix of
immigration.
language barriers and
Yeah.
culture and also the development of language as technology changes. Certain people learn certain words easier than others. Like the Japanese, if I remember correctly, can't use the th sound. So for them to say words like the is very difficult. So they just skip the word a lot of times. I think it's Japanese. Is that right?
I don't know.
But yeah, different languages have different barriers to words they can say and pronounce. So that's why in German they use the V all the time instead of a TH because they also can't do the th sound. So
In
when you have a lot of German immigrants come over to Pennsylvania or uh, Illinois or Colorado, wherever they end up, and they try to learn English, the accent gets blended in with the language barriers that they have.
in other cultures like let's say Middle Eastern cultures too, or African ones, they speak a lot more from let's say the center of the throat, whereas Americans speak more nasally, so you can't pronounce some
See,
sounds.
that's
But they can hear They can hear it distinctly, as if we're saying F or Z or K. They can hear you do a guttural sound like incorrectly and be like, "No, you didn't say that right." And yeah,
that's where it's like. Do you think, and do y'all guys, and I know I'm jumping around all over the place.
you good, you good.
Do y'all think that we'll one day have a world with all one language?
Or no other languages exist? No.
No, not like, but just like where majority of the people only speak like English.
That's pretty much what's happening right now. That's the world.
That-
That's what the world currency is based off of is the U.S. dollar, which means a lot of people are learning English to
I think,
do
and
business.
I don't know. I don't know what country's trying to fight that to where they're like, no, we need more people to start speaking this. I don't know where it was, but like, I think
I
there's gonna
don't
be a
know.
country where it's gonna be like, hey, English, we ain't if you don't speak this language, you can't. We not changing up for you.
I don't know, because even with
Mm.
the colonization, a lot of British lands learned English to communicate with British officials. But same thing with France and Spain. They all many of them learned Spanish and French, which is what or Portuguese. But even now, a lot of them are learning English nowadays because of global trade and stuff. Instead of just being like, oh, we only speak just Portuguese and just or just Mandarin or just Japanese. It's everyone's kind of learning English nowadays because of internet and, like I
Yeah,
said, global trade. So if anything, I would say English if we're not already there.
I feel like China's that one country that's like we're not speaking English no matter what. Nope.
Maybe.
Like they're gonna
No,
be like,
that's correct. That's correct.
I feel, and yeah, I don't know, like, because I think when we're, how do I say this?
How do I say
Is
this
it
in a
like
non-racist manner?
not like
I know,
non-racist, but
I
more
know, I know,
like
I know. I'm just,
like like
just kidding.
I think it's like a world power thing.
Yeah.
Like I doubt Russia's in there. Like, oh yeah, we speak English. I have a feeling like because the top world powers are America, Russia, and China. So I'm pretty sure those countries would be the ones where it's like, no, you speak Russian because you're here. No,
Nuclear
here,
nuclear powers, yeah. China is probably just more for a let's say cultural reasons. Like, hey, our culture was on the brink of destruction. Is how they advertise stuff. We almost lost a lot of things, and then now we have this great government right now, so we're going to keep our culture thriving. We're not going to have external influences deteriorate stuff, because the opioid crisis and stuff, when England was in charge for a good time, in Mongolia before that, they had a lot of cultural issues and stuff got assimilated in that they decided they didn't want. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yes, that's what me and my girl, we were talking about. He was like, "How many people you think got the Purple Heart?" And we were watching the movie called Devotion,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "I don't think a lot of people got the Purple Heart. I'm pretty sure you got to either die or get wounded in war." And I was like, hey, "Let me look it up." I think it was like over 4 million people got the Purple Heart from World War II.
Damn.
I was like, yo,
What
I
happened?
understand World War II was a lot,
What
but
happened?
I was like, damn, like I'll prove myself wrong. But then I was like, wait, Pearl Harbor, wait,
D-Day.
Normandy,
Yeah.
like, wait. I was like, yeah, okay. Let me
Marching across the
I'm
French plains. Yeah.
yeah. Now I'm like, damn, okay, yeah, that makes yeah. Like we're not even talking about like the camps that Hitler had.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I was like, yo, that's how many. And then I looked and saw how many casualties there were, and America had like what, maybe 6 million. Like it was something like crazy to where like believing that I was like, okay, if we lost that many people, like in the millions, how many people did China lose?
China in World
And
War
that
II? Not many.
Yeah,
Not
they
that
got
many.
conquered by Japan. They got conquered by Japan.
it went down in Japan. I think it was like 10 million
Russia lost
people.
the most, I think. Definitely more than the U.S.
Yeah, Russia lost the most. Japan
Yeah.
was vicious towards all the islands nearby in China.
Mm-hmm.
It
They
was
they were
yeah,
like, we're imperial, we're taking over.
that was eye opening for me and my girl because I was like, how in the world did this happen?
There's a reason Hitler, when they found out that Japan had attacked China, said, "We can't lose. We have an army that's been around for 3,000 years and never been defeated."
Yeah, they lost a whole lot of people, but when they said we have more people than y'all have bullets, I now understand what they meant.
Yeah. And if you think about it, never mind. That's dark humor.
To the Dr. Hugh. I now want. I'm gonna write this down so I can hear that later.
You just got to reuse the bullets.
Nah, I see. Nah, I see. That's crazy. Can't reuse bullets. You can't. There's no. I don't even want to know how you
You,
reuse.
you didn't go down. Can I get that back so I can try again?
It's crazy. Yeah. Yo, just
Hey,
imagine
can you
there's a
be a pal
strong
real
enough.
quick, buddy? Just pass that on over, pull it out.
If there was a strong enough magnet to retrieve your bullets back, just turn it on. All right, magnet machine on. and then all the bullets just. Oh, that would be crazy. Yeah, they need to put
Imagine
that
that.
in the book.
Imagine grenades being pulled then also and then colliding with stuff.
Oh, that needs to be in the y'all watch the TV show The Boys?
Nah.
No.
Oh,
I know a good chunk of story between the seasons, but no, I do not.
gotcha. That'll be it's like a crazy superhero TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be something that definitely needs to be put in that
That'd be a bit more
because
realistic. Yeah.
that's so crazy. Yeah, mm, pulling the bullets back. I never even thought about that. Pulling the bullets-
There is. This is definitely off topic. It just randomly came across my mind. I heard it from
Mm,
another podcast probably a year or two ago, and it wasn't even recorded then. It was a much earlier episode, but they were talking to viewers. They were sharing their own personal stories that they found or had about paranormal stuff and whatnot. And they said there's this Navy vet or something, military vet from the UK, that he got access to this secret journal, and I don't know if it got released or not yet. But he read in it, and it's from like a kid who's like 16 or 18 on the French battlefield in the front, and he's like they're talking about how, and this is during World War One, I believe, yeah, trench warfare. He's like, as soon as the clock struck like 12:30, he was one of the lookouts in case they attacked in the middle of the night. He saw this large black mass just running through the trenches on the enemy's trenches, just destroying stuff, and they could hear in the distance the enemies like screaming in pain and for help. And he's like, I don't know what it was. I could barely make it out in the pitch blackness, this darker than dark mass, just flailing around and destroying things. And he's like, in case I don't come back, I want to write it in my journal as a note for my parents. This is what my last night saw.
Holy crap!
And after like 10 minutes, it was done. And the next morning, the enemy trenches didn't attack for quite a while.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of like weird
There's a lot
stuff
of
that
fun
people saw during the war.
paranormal and supernatural and cryptozoology things that military people say they encountered during combat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
And
interesting stuff out there.
Definitely during World War One and World War Two, there's a lot of stories like that. Obviously, there's no idea
And
what it could be.
and the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
At least with the American soldiers, there's a lot on those.
but I
See,
remember that was locked up as like secret for a while. That just had recently got released, I think, in the last 10 or 20 years since World War One.
I can't wait till they finally come out and say that Transformers are real. Because, like, I could tell you, you don't know how many times I watched the movies and be like, I think it was like either Age of Extinction or something. It was one of the later ones, to where it was like a three-headed dragon transformer,
Yeah.
and he went back to him and was like, "Hey, we need your help," and then the dragon just comes in and wipes the whole battlefield. And I could be like, those type of battles back in the day. First of all, when I watch any type of like reenactment of battles, like, all right, we're gonna ride our horses in, and they're gonna ride their horses in, and we're just gonna fight till we all die. And I'm like, how do we know who was the person in there writing? Well, Team A killed 5 people in this battle. Oh, he ex warrior here just fought that. Like, who was in there reporting? Who reported back then those types of battles to where it's like, well, this is one of the strongest warriors of them all. Let's see how he does against Warrior B. Like, who? How?
There were observers that just sit on the outskirts and just,
That's crazy.
And they
I
just
And then
watch.
they have to report back.
and
They have to
report, yeah.
report back to commanders, so that being like, yeah, we lost everyone. or
Whether
we
it's
look
just
like we're about
reporting
to
the
lose.
front line or reporting back to the king or head general or something. There's always people just observing from quote unquote
They're
the
just
sidelines.
messengers.
Yeah.
They're just messengers, and then it goes into the record.
They have to be good at getting close enough to see what's going on or to assess things, and at the same time running.
It's a money thing. If you have to pay them for being alive, you have to pay them their salary. So if you get a count that says these people are dead, you don't have to spend as much. At
That's
least with the
ooh.
older wars, because there was a lot of mercenaries back, Roman Empire,
Yeah.
Byzantine empires, all that stuff.
You don't
So you
have
got
I
to know
didn't.
how you have to keep count. So because hey, we give you 10 shillings a day. Well, you're dead, so you don't get any of that, and we can give it to
And we're
someone
not
else, or
going
we
to
can
see
keep it.
everyone here in the hall, so we can't
That's
take your
crazy.
word for it. Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm the most expensive mercenary there is. Well, you're gonna be on the front line. Cool.
You're going to be
You're
holding
first.
the
You're the
flag out front.
over the flag. Exactly. We need that's
That's got to be, you're the drummer boy, or you're the flag boy who has to stand up front when guns were invented. It's like, well, I hope they all really still stink at aim.
you know who still does that type of stuff? The people in scary movies. They always kill off the most expensive person because
Expensive.
they're not gonna pay them for the whole movie. They're just gonna get them out in the
Oh, yeah,
beginning.
yeah. Oh,
That makes
I don't know of any movie that's like this, but bye, Jackie Chan.
yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Jackie Chan, we only need you for about 15 minutes. Well, why not
Actually,
the whole role?
we only need you for that middle five too.
Yeah, yeah.
We need the back of your head a couple
Can you
times.
just start saying your lines? We can't pay you the hourly rate. You mind just saying your lines now?
Yeah,
We'll
I've got
just
my
do
iPhone
one
out.
take, one take.
Oh, they just start recording him while he's walking out talking to regular people.
And
We
just
could use this.
cut and edit heavily to make it like a sentence for a movie.
And then a 10-minute fighting scene that just came out of nowhere.
Oh, that would be so crazy. Ooh, would they? You know what? We'd have another actor strike if any movie ever did that. Would literally go to all their interviews and just like edit all the words out
Yep.
or use AI to put it back to
Welcome to
make it work.
AI. That's what they were discussing.
Oh my gosh, that's
They
yeah.
want
My
movie studios wanted to like pay doubles or background actors like $200 for a one-time shoot, and then they're supposed to give away their rights that they could be used as doubles or background characters for
yeah, exactly.
dozens of
I'm like
movies to come for just a $200 payment for like their one day of stuff. And they
yeah,
would just
I
reuse
heard the
people. Yeah.
lady literally say she was like, I don't want me to get paid one time and then years along my grandchildren see me walking in the background and they're like, Grandma's still alive? Like
Or not even
that's
not being paid for it, not being told what's happening,
and
and
exactly that's creepy. That was
yeah,
but
that's a good
the
chunk of what it's about. So.
that's the technology that we're getting into where
Mhm.
mm, 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 mm. Yeah, this world gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. And I say the next 10, 15 years is gonna be yeah, stuff we couldn't even imagine.
Well, that's why you got to
Or
get your hitman business already set up. You can start
absolutely,
now.
yeah,
You build your
absolutely. You know,
reputation as a federal hitman.
Federal
hitman,
contractor, federal contractor hitman.
yeah, federal content,
Not political though. It's all
not political.
government.
Yeah,
It's all
all
government
government.
only.
He's government.
The
Oh,
IRS sends its regards.
shoot,
That's what most
that
people are
would
afraid
be.
of is an actual IRS hitman for some reason.
I'm a federal hitman. That would be so crazy.
Imagine you're for the
The
agriculture
IRS
department.
does.
We saw you were stealing some seeds.
No, the National Park Service. Excuse
Yeah,
me. Sunset was 5 minutes ago.
park closed an hour ago. Oh, okay, we'll head out. No, you won't.
No, you won't. No, no. Oh
Don't
my
worry.
god.
There's no trail nearby. We.
That would
I
be
can tell you, like, I would hate to be that. You know what it is? Being like a police officer or like a ranger, and have to say that to someone like Thanos. Be like, excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to move your vehicle, and you just realize that their power level is like super high, and like,
power levels over 9,000.
yeah, like you're like, damn, I hate my job, and then you're
That's
just
when you
like
walk up and
flipping.
go, "I'm sorry. I have to do this
Oh,
procedurally. We'll go from there."
yeah, mate.
Let me read my
Oh,
script. Do you know how fast you were going? Sir, I'm
and
going
they're
to have
just
to
like,
give you a ticket, license and registration, please.
and they they just walk over to my cop car and just freaking flip it over, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna give you a warning. Like what? Like there's nothing I'm gonna
Well
do.
said. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like, yeah, I
A
think I
man
know
of
who you
few
are.
words.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I would love to play a role like that in a movie, but I like in real life, if that ever happened, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think they pay me that enough. I'm going on leave. First ever.
Oh, you can't
First
take
ever.
time off though. You're a civil servant.
Oh yeah, yeah. First, I'll look at him and be like, I think he just signed my check, so
You know,
I'm good.
it kind of annoys me a little
We
bit.
need some. We
How
need
many?
someone to answer the phones.
It feels like a very common trope, at least lately, where people are like, "Oh, he was a week away from retirement, like as a cop or something." Or
That type of
that's
that
Well,
type of stuff.
that joke got big with Lethal Weapon. That cop
No,
was
but that does
was like 2 days from retirement or whatever. That joke got big from that.
really.
Is it a reference to that? I don't
Is
remember
it a
that.
reference? Because I've seen a lot of police officers.
Was it Lethal Weapon? The black guy after the whole. Oh, you want to jump off the building, buddy? You're not. We'll do
No, that's
two.
Mel Gibson and
Is that not Lethal Weapon? What
wait,
movie was
I
that?
think that I'm getting the two mixed up. There's for some reason
The
I was thinking
the
Lethal
black
Weapon was
cop.
Jackie Chan.
I
Jackie
I
Chan's
can't remember
movie.
what his name is, but the black guy that's with Mel Gibson. He was the one who's like supposed to be retiring
Yeah,
soon.
no,
He's got to deal with
that's
all
the
this
movie.
mess.
Danny Glover.
Yeah,
That's Danny Glover.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure a lot of it stems from him. He's like, man, I was 2 days away from retirement.
Okay, so maybe it is a
No, but
reference. Yeah, that's Mel Gibson's
gotcha.
movie.
Okay, gotcha. But that's where I've seen a couple of those where it's like they fire somebody and they're like a couple of days or weeks away from retirement. I'm like, I understand that. I do. It does bother me a little bit though, thinking about that. Like, if you're so many days from retirement or a year from retirement, and they fire you, now if it's justifiable firing, yeah, you got to get fired. Like, there's some police officer to where it's like they slap somebody in handcuffs. Yeah, I think you got to get them out of there.
Well, I meant in like TV shows and movies. It seems like a very common stereotype for quote unquote character. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
they're
I
like,
think
oh,
it builds upon. Go ahead.
after like 43 years of the force, his last week of work, he did something totally random, and now the movie started off.
And I think it was something that it was some documentary I saw about Stanley, and he made it to what he explained. He was like, each character for the audience to connect with, you have to have something to where you understand their pain,
Yeah.
but you also relate to who they are as a person. Now, he was like, we all could kind of relate to someone. I think he was talking about Spider-Man, a teenager that's trying to get everything right, that's also burdened with all these powers and still learning how to be themselves. And we can, and I think he said something to where it's like he made these powers like ridiculous, but also it's ridiculous because you don't know what they are. It's just like going through puberty, and I was like,
yeah.
just like I can understand why the joke of, oh, this person's going through, just was so close to retirement to where it's like you did all that work for nothing. All that time spent, all for everything to go away. So now you don't guarantee yourself that extra money, that retirement money. So now guess what? You're working at Walmart. Guess what? You're working not working at Walmart.
You're working at Walmart.
You're working. I do feel sorry for some of the Walmart people.
Yeah.
But
They got it rough.
I hate that. And there was another video talking about you do not have to show your receipt at Walmart. You don't. Okay, by law, technically, you don't have to. And by law, they technically can tell you to stay and do all this type of stuff, but they can't just hold you. There's like so many, like within it. But you got the old person. Why don't you have some young person that probably can chase somebody down? That's probably got years in case they do arrest him. Like,
I'm not in charge of the business. I don't know.
that's no, that I hate. I don't know why they put old people at in those situations.
Well, they're not there to chase them down.
Yeah,
No,
they're
they're
there just to
there's
interact briefly with people.
yeah, there's specific people hired just for watching shoplift prevention and tracking people down. It's not like, hey, welcome in, grab a cart, have a sticker, get back here. It's not.
I don't know
It's
the
not.
Walmarts I be going to. They be looking at. I be looking at them and like, why are you? Why do y'all have to be? Hey, excuse me, we need to see your receipts before you leave. Oh, why? Well, ma'am, why do you need to see my receipt?
You watched me bag it 12 feet
You,
away.
like I went through the cashier, so I didn't go through the self checkout for this reason alone.
I'm holding the bag.
I'm here to make sure. Okay, all right, here's the receipt, and then you don't look through my cart at all. You just swipe it, and then you can go. Why did I stop next to you?
Or when you go through the checkout and you have a cashier that does it, and then you still get stopped to look at your receipts, like your coworker just did it all.
Exactly, she did the job for you already. Why am I going through this? Now, Costco's a different story. I shop at Costco often. Yes, I signed the contract saying I will, but no, that type of stuff. I'm just like, we don't need these old people out here checking bags because they eyesight's not good.
They see in black and white. That's all they need.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's all they need. You're right. Not just I was about to make a joke saying only the it's not just the receipt that's black and white, it's also the customers. But that's crazy. Oh my gosh. No, but there's so many. Oh my gosh, it is 2024. We're gonna be in a whole new year, and we'll see what this year is. Y'all saw who took over the viral already, right?
No.
The very first viral person, Cat Williams, just went super viral.
Oh, because he's that new special or something.
Yeah, well, he did an interview with Shannon Sharp, and that thing blew up.
Good or bad?
He it it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad because he called out Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, a whole bunch of older comedians,
Mm-hmm.
saying that they never really wrote their jokes. They always stole their jokes. People, and he came with the proof.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people started pulling up, like saying, "Hey, these jokes, you're right. These jokes were someone else's before they said it on their stand up, and it made made top news." And now he's, I guess, the face of January for viral because last year's viral was obviously the what's it called, the Capitol riot.
Mm-hmm. No,
Because everyone
that was 3 years ago.
that was 3 years ago. That was January 2021, 2020.
2021.
Yeah, so last month, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
COVID,
So the
man. You got
big
those long COVID symptoms hitting you hard.
Yeah, already. Yeah. The big viral thing that happened the last few years of January was the Capitol. They said this is way bigger than that, which is crazy to me because
Absolutely not. But yeah, I can understand.
that's
In the
exactly.
comedy world,
I don't think people in Saudi Arabia are looking up and like, oh, Cat Williams said that.
I hope not, but that's what they're like. It's only been 10. What was it? What was it? January 6th was the Capitol riot. January 5th.
January 6th, 2021.
Yep, January 6th, 2021. That was the big thing in January. I, it's I'm in the books of I like the drama, but I want to see something like super big hit this January to where it can like overdo the Capitol riot. Will it? Probably not.
Speaking of predictions, what are your predictions for 2024? What's one thing you think that's going to happen?
2024, we don't have a new president, right? I don't think.
They officially get signed in 2025.
Yeah,
the election is November.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then
the
they're
election
the
is
elect for a couple months. So technically, yeah, we have the same president until 2025, about 365 days from now.
So I can't say something presidential. I don't think something super big presidential. Like I don't think a new president is going to be elected in this one, unless Trump figures out how to do the whole impeachment stuff and a whole lot of court cases go his way. So I'd say I don't know. I think something big might happen in another country.
I think
Like,
Kenya's just gonna blow up.
dang, wait a minute. Whoa.
Well, they did just send a lot of people to Venezuela, so they're already emptying out the country.
That would be crazy. Kidney just completely blows up off the map.
Yeah, I said that in part as a joke. Just
No, I
Gotcha.
think it was in the news about how the UN Venezuela was trying to say that the country next door is actually Venezuela's land, so they're going to prepare for
it's
an
owned by.
invasion.
They're trying to annex their neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the UN is like, "Hey, we're going to send some peacekeepers in," and the US is like, "Well, we don't want to send our people in, but we can let someone else who is on good terms with Venezuela go in." And Kenya's like, "We'll do it. Just pay us." So Kenya's sending a bunch of police officers in to help.
Or what do you think? What do you think? Like what do you think?
Oh wait,
I'm
the
still
Olympics
kind
are
of
also this year. Normal
Are
Olympics.
they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a leap year.
wait. Where is it? Where is it going to be this year? Is it like
LA.
Tokyo? L.A.
LA is going to blow up.
Oh,
I think LA is just gonna blow up. What country?
dang
What country
that.
or city do you think is gonna blow up this year, Miles?
Oh, now see now that y'all got me thinking stuff's gonna blow up. What country do I think is gonna blow up? Ah, I want to say Ukraine. I want to say Ukraine's just gonna give up and just be like, you know what? We just gonna nuke this and get it over with. Or Russia's gonna do something crazy. It's gonna be something between Russia and Ukraine. Something crazy is gonna happen to where they hopefully that war eventually ends. But I don't. And the sad part about it is the news might not even tell us which country could actually have blown up already. They'd be like, "Oh, Guam blew up."
I'll take a random guess with no scientific evidence or backing for this. I think a massive volcano eruption is going to happen this year somewhere. Pure speculation, just pure guess. No reason, just like yeah.
Probably near Malaysia and in Indonesia in the Pacific
Southwest
Fire
Pacific Ring, yeah.
Because they've had a lot of activity the last few years. So they're due for a
guess.
really large
I think it's
one.
going to cause like big tsunamis, big world event, big weather.
Yeah, because you remember what was it, 2004, the Christmas Day tsunami?
Yep.
Yeah, I think something like that's going to happen. Some huge natural disaster.
All right, is that your guess also for 20?
Yeah, Chile's just gonna have a massive earthquake and fall off of South America.
Yeah, Chile's.
They're just gonna.
Chile's very volatile right now.
Chile turns into an island.
imagine like the whole border of Chile down the whole side of South America. It just cuts itself off into a giant island.
Yeah, like a cartoon. Just the mountain rips in half. It's like, all right, you go this way.
That would be crazy. That would actually. Yes.
Look at all the new ports inland.
I don't want that to happen, but I want that.
Peru is no longer landlocked.
Their navy does something. Instead of just patrolling rivers.
No, in all honesty, I think the Mississippi River is actually going to have a serious issue this year, whether through flooding or some sort of other natural disaster. Yeah, I think it's going to have like an actual major cloggage, or it's going to have a drought, and it's going to really affect America. I think the Mississippi River or Missouri, because it feeds into it, one of those are going to have some serious complication this year.
All right, Miles, take a random guess. What do you think's happening this year, good or bad?
Because of the whole
big highlight this year that's not politics.
Because of the whole Olympics, I think if there's enough people, Yellowstone The geyser is gonna go off.
You know where LA is relative to Yellowstone, right?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's like
literally-
that's like saying
Yes,
people
it-
that's like saying so many people are going to be in New York. Richmond's going to blow up.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. That's why I was like,
And remember, the
they
winds
gotta
go
be-
west. The winds go west, not east.
Yeah, there you
Like,
go.
So LA would be like the last one affected if Yellowstone went.
Gotcha. Now I understand. Now because I thought I don't know.
Miles is like, as long as it hits LA, I don't care.
As
I don't care
long
how
as
long
LA
it takes. As
is
long as
LA,
it hits.
I will hand deliver that suit to LA.
LA's not in California, is it?
Okay, I think we're about done.
I don't know.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining this episode of Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast. Yes, LA
Thanks,
is in
everybody.
California.
I'm just joking.
All right, good.
Let us know in the comments if you think so or if you disagree.
Yeah, that was just a pleasant chat. So I got nothing more to add. It's late.
Buddy.
Yeah, this is Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast. I am Dean, joined by again Miles and Orik.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
We'll see you in the
We'll
next
catch you
one.
on the next one.